So good morning, happy Saturday again. Got a lot going on as always, right? So I did not get the golf cart finished. I did get the piston out. I don't know if you can see this or not right here. That is the old piston and it is pretty darn messed up. So put it over here down in that light. That's the old piston right here. This is the rings, and it basically, I can't get that ring out. It almost welded it or smashed it together, chipped it out right here, so there's probably no compression in this motor at all. So I'm gonna put the new one in. I did, this is all I got accomplished last weekend. Had some issues with the van and that kind of thing. So in fact, that's what I'm gonna finish today. We changed the front 3 spark plugs. I'm hoping that'll get rid of the 0300 misfire code that I was talking about last Saturday. It's been doing better. It hasn't flashed unless you go over 70. So I think it's still just those split back 3. I'm gonna change those out. My wife actually said it went off last night on the way to pick my son up. So that's a good thing. So if I get those 3 changed, maybe it'll go another 50,000. Let's say 450. I wanted to retire it, but I don't know. There's just something about keeping it going. 400,000 miles it turned to this few days ago. So I did reach that goal. And if all it is that spark plugs in the back, and like I said, the back ones have never been changed because we've never taken it to the dealer for them to do work and stuff. So I know the back ones have never been changed. The front ones I might have done at one point in time. Who knows, but probably not. So they're probably the original OEM spark plugs at 400,000 miles. Well, 390 something, and that's when they started really giving some trouble. Props to Toyota, I guess. So that's what I'm gonna work on today here in just a little bit, is get those back 3 spark plugs changed. If the code goes away and stays away and I can go to 70 again, then we'll get that front end checked out. I know it needs an alignment, and then it could be the shocks and stuff, or it could just be that it's so far out of alignment that that's causing the whole problem. So we'll get that checked out and see what happens with that. Other than that, the other thing I want to do is get an oil burner going. I'm going to use it for my aluminum forge. I bought some fire bricks yesterday, so I have a plan to just build me a square outside, hang a crucible in it, and instead of poking air through and then building a fire around it, I plan to poke my oil burner through and just burn the oil and heat the crucible that way. So hopefully it'll work, but should be 2 videos coming for that. One for the oil burner and then one for the actual foundry part to see if it works and stuff. If so, I'm gonna melt down all my aluminum and try a few castings. Have some plans for the artwork that I do, a couple crosses, and I'm gonna try to get a small plastic crucifix and make just the corpus, body out, and cast that out of aluminum and then polish it up real good. Should come out pretty nice, I think, if I got a plan. And then I might have to purchase because you can't weld aluminum without the spool gun for this one, so I'm gonna have to get a spool gun. So I'll have to try that out as well. So just another reason for another tool is you got to do it right. You got to make sure you plan your projects in order to get the new tools that you need. That's how you get the drill press. That's the other thing I have. I have the wheels, the casters for it, and I have the angle iron, so I'm planning on putting that on wheels so we can get it out of the way easily and stuff. The stand works great, but I would like to move it out of the back door. So I'm just gonna lift it down, put the wheels on real quick, lift it back up, and then I'll screw it down to the top. And as I suggested, a couple people said, well, that might tip over, because if you watch the video, it is pretty tall. It hasn't rocked even once, and I've bumped into it pretty hard a couple of times, squeezing by because I got a bunch of junk or something, or I got the garage door down or whatever, and I've hit it with my hip pretty good, and it doesn't even rock or anything. So it's pretty stable, but I am going to extend the wheels out just a couple of inches from the sides to give it a little bit wider stance, just in case. I've hit it hard, but you roll a cart into it, or you roll that shop crane around and you bump it with that or something hanging on it, a little bit more force and it could go over, and then you just ruin your whole day. So I plan on doing that. But today's chore is the van, and then I'm going to help Philip with that Bronco so we can get it finished and get it working. Once we get everything installed, all it needs is the front tire, and then we can actually drive that again. Should drive pretty well actually, because it's new transmission and transfer case. He rebuilt both of those, so it should work pretty good. I'm gonna call Pick and Pull and see if they'll come pick up that green car today, or this week anyway. I've got everything off of it that I can think of. I was gonna save the wheels and use those on another project eventually, but I got too many things. It'll be a year before I get to that, and you know, at that point maybe I'll just find me a little minivan, because I'd rather have a minivan axle from the back on like an older Windstar or Astro, I think, because they actually have a solid axle, and I can use that. This one I would just have to take the wheels and the hubs and then weld them to my own axle, and yeah, anyway, so it's really not, yeah, I'll just get rid of it, right? I don't need it parked here, and we've got everything off of it that we need, so I'm gonna do that. But priority is to put the piston in, see if the golf cart runs, change spark plugs in the van, and then my third item is to get the wheels on that. So that's my 3 items for this weekend. If I have extra time, then I'm gonna work on the oil burner, but those are the 3 things I wanna get done this weekend, and then hopefully I'll have a video for that soon. And you know, as always, get your list, get your 3 things, work on those, cross them off as you go. Just get out of the house, do something outside. It's beautiful out right now. It's probably 65, 70, and sunny. Oh, and that leaves one more project that I'll probably do today. So I'm gonna put 4 things on the list, but the 4th one's really easy. I'm just gonna go around the back, way back in the back, and a lot of those downed trees. I'm gonna take basically I'm just gonna make a big giant brush pile in that hole up there where the stump is, and just burn it. Because I've tried starting a couple little fires in front of it. Of course, every time it's rained, so it hasn't helped that the stump's not been wet every time. So I'm going to pile that full of brush, and then next weekend, because I don't think we're supposed to get any rain this weekend, so that'll give it all week to dry out. And then next weekend, I'm just going to light that up, and I'm going to pile it on top and around on all the sides in the front of it, and make a big old brush pile that a farmer would be happy with. So hopefully we'll get that stump burned up, and then we can get that all cleared and smoothed out, so before the winter gets here. And so that's it this weekend. But anyway, check back for the videos. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave comments on you know, projects that you'd like to see done, or questions you have, or whatever. But you know, as always, just check back on Wednesday nights. We should have our videos posted every Wednesday, and Saturday for this. And Saturday's kind of is rolling, so I don't know what time I'll get them done. Just kind of depends on when I can get them edited and get my projects finished and stuff. So, but as always, we thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.